Today our topic is the best Stoic quotes for tough times. Life is not always easy. Sometimes we face problems, and these problems can make us feel sad, angry, or even lost. But the Stoic philosophers who lived a long time ago believe that tough times are not just bad. They can also be a chance for us to grow stronger and wiser. The Stoics taught us that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. This idea is very powerful, and it can help us in difficult moments. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers was Marcus Aurelius. He was a Roman emperor, and even though he had a lot of power, he still faced many challenges in his life. He wrote a book called Meditations, and in this book, he shared his thoughts about life and how to deal with difficulty. One of his quotes is, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that we cannot always change what happens around us, but we can change how we think about it. If we focus on our thoughts and attitudes, we can find inner peace, even in hard times. Another great Stoic philosopher was Epictetus. He was born as a slave, but he became a very wise teacher. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a very important lesson. When something bad happens, we often feel like it is the end of the world. But Epictetus reminds us that the real problem is not the event itself, but how we choose to respond to it. If we stay calm and think clearly, we can find a way to solve the problem, or at least accept it. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, also had many wise words about tough times. He said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This means that just like exercise makes our muscles stronger, facing challenges can make our minds stronger. When we go through hard times, we learn new skills and we become more resilient. This is why we should not always try to avoid problems. Instead, we should see them as opportunities to grow. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is the concept of Amor Fati, which means love of fate. This means that we should not only accept what happens to us, but we should also love it, even if it is something painful or difficult. The Stoics believe that everything happens for a reason, and that even bad things can have a purpose. For example, when we lose a job, it might give us the chance to find a better one. Or when we go through a hard time, it might help us appreciate the good times more. This way of thinking can help us stay positive, even when life is tough. Marcus Aurelius also said, "The obstacle is the way." This means that the things that stand in our way are not just problems. They are also opportunities. When we face an obstacle, we can either give up or find a way to overcome it. If we choose to overcome it, we will become stronger and more capable. This is why the Stoics believe that challenges are not something to fear, but something to embrace. Another important Stoic idea is the concept of Memento Mori, which means remember that you will die. This might sound sad, but it is actually a very powerful reminder. When we remember that life is short, we appreciate it more. We stop wasting time on things that do not matter, and we focus on what is truly important. This can help us make better decisions and live a more meaningful life. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-discipline. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This means that if we want to be truly free, we need to control our desires and emotions. If we let our emotions control us, we will not be able to think clearly or make good decisions. But if we practice self-discipline, we can stay calm and focused, even in difficult situations. Seneca also talked about the importance of time. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This is a very important lesson. Many people think that they have plenty of time, but in reality, time is very precious. We should not waste it on things that do not matter. Instead, we should focus on what is important and make the most of every moment. Another important Stoic idea is the concept of virtue. The Stoics believe that the most important thing in life is to live a virtuous life. This means being honest, kind, brave, and wise. If we live according to these values, we will find true happiness, no matter what happens to us. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This means that instead of just talking about being good, we should actually do it. We should try to be the best version of ourselves, every day. The Stoics also believed in the importance of gratitude. Even in tough times, there is always something to be grateful for. When we focus on the good things in our lives, we feel happier and more content. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This means that instead of being sad about what we do not have, we should be happy about what we do have. This attitude can help us stay positive, even in difficult times. Another important Stoic idea is the concept of premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. This means that we should think about the worst things that could happen, so that we are prepared for them. If we imagine the worst-case scenario, we will not be so surprised or upset if it actually happens. This can help us stay calm and focused even in very difficult situations. Marcus Aurelius said, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil.'" This means that we should expect to face challenges and difficult people, but we should not let them upset us. Instead, we should stay calm and focus on our own actions. The Stoics also believed in the importance of simplicity. They believed that we do not need a lot of material things to be happy. In fact, having too much can actually make us unhappy. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This means that if we are always wanting more, we will never be satisfied. But if we learn to be content with what we have, we will find true happiness. Finally, the Stoics believed in the importance of community. They believed that we are all connected, and that we should help each other. Marcus Aurelius said, "What is not good for the swarm is not good for the bee." This means that we should not only think about ourselves, but also about others. If we help others, we will also feel better about ourselves. In conclusion, the Stoic philosophers taught us many valuable lessons about how to deal with tough times. They believed that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. They taught us to focus on our thoughts and attitudes, to embrace challenges, and to live a virtuous life. They also reminded us to be grateful, to practice self-discipline, and to help others. These lessons are still very relevant today, and they can help us find strength and peace, even in the most difficult times. So the next time you face a challenge, remember the words of the Stoics, and try to see it as an opportunity to grow. Life is not always easy, but with the right attitude we can overcome any obstacle and find true happiness.